Greetings, everyone! It's your favorite gaming crusader, Mythos Daedric here, and welcome back to another episode of Arcane Odyssey. Today, I figured I'd go ahead and do a little bit of a different video and go over my type of ship build. This build is not built for running. She is built for war. She is meant to take a beating and still come out on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on into it. So, first and foremost, let's talk about our stats. We have 100% stability, so we will not be taking damage in the Dark Sea during our expeditions. We do not take damage from rough seas or from whirlpools, and I wish it would work on hurricanes and tornadoes. That would be amazing. We have 19.5k durability, which is a good amount. The recommended amount when taking a ship into the Dark Sea to go Omen hunting is about 15k, so we could actually hunt Omen with this ship. 99 turning. I see a lot of builds out there right now that are only stopping at about 90 turning. You can if you want. I prefer the extra little bit on it, and it's mostly due to the fact that I could not find a 4th speed deckhand, so I went with a turning deckhand. 117 speed. Not the fastest, but still plenty fast. Fast enough to catch really any NPC ship, fast enough to be able to get to the Insanity 3 range of the Dark Sea, known as the Far Reaches, in order to go Omen hunting. I think maximum speed is like 135 though. So, still fast, just not the fastest. 93% resilience. Now let's talk about that one let's talk about that stat for a second, because that stat I've noticed has been slept on a lot by other players. I know there's another ship build going around that has 90 turning, more speed, but only 85% resilience. That resilience stat is important because that makes it to where the higher that resilience stat, the less speed penalty you have when sailing against the wind. Okay? So, right now, I have not found a way to get that to 100% while still maintaining my core 4. But hopefully in future updates, Vedex will add more, I don't know, hull armor, sail materials, something, maybe, just maybe, giving Esmeralda a good stats. That'd be nice. Alright, so those are the core stats that we're looking. These are the core 4: stability, durability, turning, and speed. But the next one just outside of that, that's just as important, is resilience. You want to have the resilience up. So, as for armor, we are rocking the brisk iron trim. And the reason we are doing it is because this is the only hull armor in the game that gives you 30 turning. That is massive. Absolutely massive. Okay. We rock it over the ruined warship Archaic Hull, because it only gives 14 turning. Granted, the warship ruined hull gives more stats overall, gives you a lot of durability, gives you a little bit of ram strength, some ram defense, and 25% stability just on its own, while only having a speed penalty of 5. But that 14 turning is not enough. You really need about 90 turning to really effectively be able to turn in PvP combat. And that's what this ship is meant for. It's meant for both. It's meant to really handle everything. PvP ship combat, PvE ship combat, monster hunting, whether it be Krakens, Omens, giant Krakens, wide eyes, apex wide eyes, Obolus, whatever. This ship is meant to handle all of it. The brisk silver framing only gives 15 turning, and the warship silver framing doesn't give any turning at all. So we definitely don't want to use that. This hull armor gives the most amount of turning in the game. Also, not to mention that it's paintable. We like that. We like that it's paintable. That's just for aesthetic purposes. I like that it's paintable for aesthetics. Makes it to where I can actually hide it better. But anyway. For quartermasters, we are rocking Enazor and Kenton. I don't really need Enazor. I am playing as a warrior, so magic does nothing for me. Magic storage, no use for it for me. So I'm hoping that Esmeralda will soon, please be soon, Vedix, please, soon get a quest, much like Enazor did, in order to kind of like make them better so that they actually get stats. And I'm hoping that she gets some speed, durability, and resilience. Honestly, I'd just be happy with durability and resilience, personally, just so I can get that resilience up to 100%. Without sacrificing my core 4. Lanterns, you can really run any lanterns you want. It does not matter. I like running the Beast Bone lanterns because I like the fact that they're on a little pedestal, and I like the shark jaws in them. It's just purely aesthetically it's just a purely aesthetic choice that I enjoy. It's probably one of my favorites. For firepower, now we're getting into the good stuff. For firepower, we are rocking charged iron culverins and charged heavy iron mortars. Now, I used to run warship heavy iron mortars, right? And these things used to be so godly, you would not believe. We're talking anywhere from 10 to 12.5k damage on NPC and player brigs with heavy exploding shells. Those things were amazing. You could one-shot, or dang near one-shot, pretty much most player brigs, because a lot of players, I've noticed, tend to run about 15k durability on their brig so that they can max out on speed and turning, right? These would take out at least 2/3 of their HP with just one shot if you hit them center mass. It was wowza. But I guess people were complaining about it, and Vedix went in and nerfed it. Apparently, well, I wouldn't say nerfed, I'd say more like fixed, based off the way he described it. They weren't supposed to be doing that amount of damage. See, what was happening is that the spread multiplier was adding on damage to the damage multiplier, right? So now these things only do, I think, like 4 to 5k damage per shot with, if you hit them center mass with heavy exploding shells. It's not worth taking anymore, sadly. It makes me very sad because these used to be so goated. But now I'm rocking charged heavy iron mortars. And honestly, it's just to give them a little bit more range and damage. I prefer charged over intensity. I think it is. The one that just strictly does range. That's just me, personally. I know a lot of players right now are running the iron carronades instead of the iron culverins. I prefer running iron culverins because people run iron carronades, and here's why. Iron carronades are a short-range cannon. They only have a range multiplier of a 0.8, okay? Whereas the culverins have a 1.6, so literally doubled. So it's quite literally doubled the range, which is nice. We like that. We love that. me check my fleet stuff real quick. Yep, no, we're good. So it's quite literally doubled the amount of range that they would have, right? With charge, you go from a 1.6 to a 1.85 on the range multiplier. Okay? We like that. This would allow you to be able to honestly hit them from super far away, much farther than they would anticipate, is the thing, right? This would also, that also allows you to stay just outside of Fort Montu's defenses, or Fort Castrum in the Bronze Sea, to where the fort cannot shoot you, but you can continuously bombard it in order to wear it down without risking damaging your ship, right? So we like that. You can literally just sit in one spot, bombard their island, bombard the island, bombard the fortresses without risk of being hit. Heavy iron mortars, you can really use, I guess, any mortar attachment or siege weapon attachment you want. I just prefer this one because of the range, the damage, and the fact that it only takes away 5 speed. For attachments, we're running 4 rowboat attachments. I will explain how to get that here in a second. But each one of these gives 350 turning, or 350 defense, and 5% stability. So we're rocking an extra 1,400 health and an extra 20 stability just from these alone. Now, you could also do this with this build. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was going to say you could run 2 harpoon guns or hunting attachments and 2 rowboat launchers, but I don't still have 100. But no, that gives only 98. So yeah, I like to run, personally, 4 rowboat launches for that 100% stability and that extra durability. It's nice. For sail material, this is where our warship, we get 1 item with a warship enchantment on this ship, and we decide to put it on the archaic sailcloth. Now, the reason being is because this gives us 35 speed, 10 turning, and 13% resilience, while taking away less than 4k HP. A warship willow sailcloth gives you 1 more speed, but it takes away more health and it gives you less resilience. So, in my opinion, not really worth it. Not really worth it. So I like to use this one. It gives you more resilience, takes away less HP, and I mean you only lose 1 speed, so it's pretty good. For the crew, I'm rocking the Brotherhood of Balance Knights, and I'm really only rocking these guys until I get the Ghost crew, which are supposed to be the best crew in the game right now. I do not know their stats. But I'm rocking these guys over, say, the Oathkeepers, because I don't need more stability. I'm at 100%. I don't need more. You know? And I'm not rocking the Knights Proxy Knights, because, again, I don't need more stability. And I don't need that little bit of ram damage. We do plenty of ram damage as it is. So, rocking the Brotherhood of Balance crew gives some ram defense, which is nice, but it also gives another 10% resilience. And then for the ram I'm rocking the Steel Battering Ram. It does the most amount of ram damage in the game, while also giving you the most amount of ram defense in the game. Okay. More so than the Armored Beastbone, which only gives 900 ram defense and 2300 ram strength, or more than the Armored Hammerhead Ram, which gives 900 ram defense and about 2100 ram strength. So, but the drawback is that the ram speed is not very good when compared to other rams, you could probably make that more if you put brisk instead of armored on it, but I went with armored to give it more ram defense. I actually have a build, or not a build, a video that I will link in the description of me fighting 3 leaderboard players with a similar ship build, only it looked more like this. Ran that, and we ran that. This was the ship build that I ran the fade of 3 leaderboard players with, and sunk them and their friends. I will leave a link down in the description if you want to go check that out. But that was back when these did a lot more damage. Like I said, they used to be the best. Simply the best. The best thing you could probably put on a warship enchantment on. My deckhands, as you can see, are all legendary. And honestly, that was probably the hardest part of this build, was just getting to legendary tier deckhands. Because they each require, like, different gems, and then to upgrade their professions, they needed different reagents or items. So it was pretty much a pain. It was a pain, I won't lie. But I'm running 3 speed, 1 turning. You could technically run 4 speed if you wanted to get more speed and have 90 turning. Or you could run full turning to have a whole lot of turning, but you lose out on 12 speed. So you'd be looking at like 105 speed with this build. Something like that. Anyway, so I have a Master Navigator with Slipstream. We like this. This would allow us to either catch up to someone or try to get the heck away. Or to escape a whirlpool. Either one. Our ship speed increases by a whole 20%. Now, if you use Slipstream while also using your RAM, right, those speed multipliers add together to make your ship super fast. It's amazing. But it also puts us at 100% resilience temporarily. I think it lasts like 30 seconds. So it's like 30 seconds with, like, I want to say maybe a minute to a minute and a half cooldown. So you can pop this pretty often. I won't lie, it's nice. We have a ship builder. This is a must-have. 5% immediately of your ship's maximum durability back immediately. And then you pop this and you use your crew command to repair the ship, and they will repair it. You'll get more repairs for less supplies used up, which is nice. Also, I found out that if you activate this, activate your crew command, repair the ship, and use a shipwright, pay a shipwright to repair your ship, the ship repair speed is tripled. So, that is quite nice. Makes it to where, if you do get low, you can get back out on those seas rather quickly. These last two are kind of optional. You can get them if you want. I choose to have them because, again, this is a ship built for war. Okay? It's meant to handle anything. So, Enchanter. I love Enchanter. Immediately repairs all, or immediately heals your crew for a 1/5 of their maximum HP, and makes it to where your ship takes a 1/3 less damage from all sources. I have a video of when I was fighting those leaderboard, in that same video of me fighting those leaderboard players, one of their friends literally put in chat, "Where is my cannon damage?" Because they could do no damage to me or they did very little damage to me when I had that active. So it can really save you in a pinch. It also works, again, on all sources. So it'll work on taking less damage from the Omen, taking less damage from hurricanes and tornadoes, taking less damage from Krakens, sharks, white eyes, whatever. It's all sources. Okay? And then my favorite, the Cannoneer. This is such a great profession to have. And the reason being, the reload speed is very quick. Like, I don't even think that it's 6 seconds for the heavy iron mortars. Or 3 seconds for the iron culverins. It is so fast. And then the fuse lengths, by 75%, that makes these things pretty much instantly fire the moment you click them. No waiting for the fuse to go down. No, you click, it's firing. It's great. I absolutely love it. I hope that Vedex adds more ship parts to the game. Oh yeah, let me tell you about how to get the rowboat launchers. So, in your fleet, repair my ships real quick. 64,000 gone. In your fleet, you have research, right? In order to unlock research, you have to get your fleet to level 5. Or, no, level 10. You have to get your fleet to level 10. Which you do that by literally just doing these tasks. So, tell your people to go out and just do these tasks. I'll make a separate video on what tasks I think are worth them more. But you do that, and once you hit level 10, this research bar will slowly start filling up. Once it's filled up, you can upgrade it. I think it's like 10k for the first upgrade. It's either 10k or 25k for the first upgrade. But that first upgrade gives you the rowboat launch. Right? And that it'll give you all 4 rowboat launches. I don't know what that's going to mean. I don't know if that will go up, though, when we get bigger ships. Like, I believe once the Vermeer Sea drops, we're supposed to be getting another ship called the Frigate, which is supposed to be bigger than the Brig, and it's supposed to be double-decked. So you could actually go below deck and look at things. I do not know if that will also have 4 attachments or not, though. So, so that's how you get the rowboat launch. I will make, in the video that I make about the fleet, I will put in the other research items that you get. But, yeah, that's really it. Again, this is super customizable. You can customize it if you want more speed, if you want less health, more resilience, whatever. This is just the build that I just went into the water. This is just the build that I personally use because it covers everything. It covers, no matter what I'm going into, I know that this ship can face it. Head on, if need be. So yeah, I absolutely love this game. It's so great. It's really original. There's not really anything else like it on Roblox, in my opinion, that I've found. In terms of customizability, being able to kind of write your own story, replayability, engaging, fun. It's so hard to find games that are fun that aren't also just absolute brain rot. And that's what this delivers on. It's fun without it being brain rot. It makes you think. There are puzzles. There's fighting. There's really cool boss fights. There's a lot of little systems in the game that you can use. Like me personally, I prefer to PvE, but this ship build can very well be used for both PvP and PvE. I absolutely love it. So, if you like this type of content, drop a like, maybe hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you get notified for all my future updates. If you have any questions, or you want to know something about the game or about the ship build, drop a comment. I will do my best to get back to them. I'm usually pretty good at getting back to comments. So yeah, thank you for tuning in.